Hey guys, I like to share some extra details when I saw Perdition. When I saw Perdition.
Meaning hell, you guys. This is a sequel to that first video that says my 17-year-old son went to hell. The
Uh,
second part.
what other parts that I believe what I saw, believe. I'm not saying it's fact. But what I believe I saw was that what I believe I heard was that I believe the Lord said that He warned me many times, and He was very stern, to the point where the entire cavern shook, and anger was kindled, and guys, this is a warning I'm passing on to you. Please, people, just follow the Lord's command and do what He says. He won't kindle His wrath.
Explain some of the details that you explained to me that you saw.
Repeat the details.
Just some of the details that were in the first video about you said that the wall looked slimy, like I told you when I said there was a warning.
Yeah, the walls looked slimy, and there were bubbles, and there was in each side of there were bubbles on the walls, and each bubble had a soul inside. I saw one of them where a soul was being torn up by an animalistic demon. Some parts of the person were eaten, and the person would immediately regenerate, and the demon would start the tearing process up all over again, and for all eternity. And and another detail I saw was on the wall, but on the other side of the wall, I see souls reaching out to me, and they sound like zombies. They sound like zombies. Some saying, "Lord, have mercy on me," and others groaning like zombies, and they are like sinking into the wall, becoming part of the wall. And that I mean that right there was like very like terrifying.
And explain how the Lord warned you regarding the pride aspect.
Yeah, he warned me that I was willfully prideful, and that he warned me that I was willfully prideful, and that never listened. That this was gonna be my final resting place for all eternity if I did not listen. And I was also shortening my life by doing so considerably.
And how were you warned?
I was warned through other videos, my mom, even the scriptures, many times.
And as I told you about, tell them what you were surrounded by.
I was surrounded by demons, and they were circling me like vultures. They were already there once I arrived.
You guys, when a soul just makes it to hell, the demonic entities know when there's a soul coming. It's like fresh meat. It's like you're throwing fresh meat to a group of ravenous, hungry hyenas. I don't know if you've ever watched National Geographic. I don't watch that anymore. I'm no longer watching worldly things, but when I used to watch it, I used to watch documentaries where a group of hyenas would pounce on their prey. So that's what these demons are. That a fresh soul is like their prey. So they know when you're coming to hell. For the babies in Christ, perdition is hell. They know when you're coming to hell. I had a warning when I was lukewarm Christian. I explained to you guys I was on a train and the walls looked really wet. And I could hear souls screaming, and I can this train had endless cars, and in each car had like 50 or 60 souls that were bound to hell. They were going to hell. And you could see the lake of fire luminescing off of the wall, because the walls were really wet. And they had different chambers in them, and one of the chambers, there was a woman that was bound, and she kept saying she was thirsty, and a glass of water would be before her. She would try to take a sip, and it was taken away from her. And it was eternal torment she was facing. And there was a blonde woman in the dream that I know that didn't belong there. She beckoned me to come to the cockpit of the train. And then I believe she was a Lord, an angel sent from the Lord. And this is what she straight up said to me. This is when I was lukewarm. This was 2 years ago. Okay. I don't want to say it was 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. Okay. Because to become a narrow walker, it's a process. But you have to be a narrow walker, plain and simple. You must be holy unto the Lord.
You can't be serving a sin and servant of God at the same time.
You have to just serve God. You cannot serve two masters. You can't, because the Lord will not be mocked.
You'll hate one and love the other.
That's right. And she told me in this dream, and it felt real, you guys, because I tried to wake up and I couldn't. It felt real. She was like, if you don't get right with God, you are going to end up in this place. If you don't get right with God and change your ways, you're going to end up in this place. And that was a warning for me, and I still have those memories. Alright? So, what my son's explaining to you is that he has been to hell. He told me that when he woke up, it's like you going to bed for a routine night sleep. He woke up, it felt so real, and he thought he was outside. The sensations, the smell, everything, and these demons were surrounding him. And they tried to get him, but they couldn't, because the Lord was with my son, showing him, warning him. And this is a testimony that needs to be shared. So, anything you want to add?
I think I'm remembering an extra detail. There was a detail where, hanging from the top of the cavern, there was this group of people inside a cage, and they're reaching out to me and the Lord, and they're going, help us, help us, help us, and the entire cage turned red hot, and
Mom.
I'm not eating it, okay?
Well, your soup is there.
I'm not eating it.
Excuse me, guys.
Here, George. You wanna... Not too many stuff in here. Chris hot dog. Chris, you gonna eat it?
Oh, can you discuss this out there? Here.
Careful, it's hot. Careful, careful. Well, you go to your roof and get home.
Excuse me, guys.
But he's gonna eat your food.
Yep. There was a detail about what there were like 4 or 5 souls trapped inside a cage, and there were multiple cages like this, and the bars were like smoking. They were like smoking hot. They were very hot. They immediately turned red, and they all caught on fire, and they turned to skeletons, and they had to face that for all eternity.
You saw all that.
They were like cages hanging off of the ceiling, and they had metal spikes in and out.
And when you woke up in that cabin, it literally looked like he was outside.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's a testimony of perdition right there.
I know that.
That's a testimony of perdition part 2 right there. Guys, God bless you and good night. Check this with the Lord in prayer, please.